Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, May 5th, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 710 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. End of an era for Ben Hamza's final shops set to close. Photos of tanks and armored vehicles in the Himalayas show that China and India's next border showdown could be much deadlier. The DNC is reportedly preparing for a potential 2024 presidential run from MyPillow's Mike Lindell. Shadowy Hamas commander warns Israel over Jerusalem. Column: Should Fox News have to pay for its shameful election coverage? A court will decide. Judge orders Department of Justice to release Trump obstruction memo, slams Barr as disingenuous. Duchess of Sussex was advised by Palisade to include details of father's ill health in letter, court hears. Malian woman gives birth to 9 babies. Mexico City Metro overpass collapse kills 23. 4 dead after plane crashes into Mississippi home, police say. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Patrick Mahomes, other players confused by Broncos' ability to not pay John James, NBC Sports. Peloton recalling all treadmills after reports of injuries, 1 death, CNBC. Modest Mouse announce new album The Golden Casket, share new song, Pitchfork. U.S. birth rate falls to its lowest rate in decades in wake of the pandemic, The Washington Post. Florida teen charged as adult in rigged homecoming queen election, NBC News. U.S. to begin talks on worldwide vaccine distribution, India infections and deaths mounting, live COVID-19 updates, USA Today. Nets vs Bucks score, takeaways, Giannis Antetokounmpo and company win season series, get tiebreaker over Brooklyn, CBS Sports. Facebook ban on Donald Trump will hold, social media's oversight board rules, NPR. This day in history, Alan Shepard becomes first American in space, WTAE Pittsburgh. China cannot stop talking about the Bill and Melinda Gates divorce, CNN. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. RNC's Fox dodges same question about election result over and over again. 6th grader tells Fox News' Brian Kilmeade that Biden is doing better job than Trump. Nancy Pelosi posts sarcastic help wanted ad to skewer GOP pressure on Liz Cheney. Biden repeals Trump rule meant to protect Uber's independent contractor model. Facebook's oversight board announces it will uphold Trump ban. Elizabeth Warren endorses Sam Rassel for Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. I'm black, female and going bald. Shameful, GOP gubernatorial hopefuls bear stun slammed by animal rights groups. Here's what the nanny had to say about LGBTQ lives in 1995. Mark Wahlberg pulls a Will Smith as Hollywood celebrates the dad bod. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. After 2 pets reportedly killed, families want help. Teen eager for Pfizer shot once authorized. Investigation for photo of racial slur on project. Sergeant heading home after 150-day COVID battle. Car companies pledge to go all electric. Deputy charged W assault, accused excessive force. Bachelor party witnesses triple shooting. Man arrested after falling through ceiling during standoff. W police. Substitute teacher arrested after making threats. Police source, baby used as human shield. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Trump ban from Facebook upheld by Oversight Board. UK elections likely to favour Boris Johnson and Scottish separatists. Top Republicans move to oust Liz Cheney from House leadership. US tries a new strategy to push vaccinations. Eta Aquariids meteor shower, how and when to watch. The artist upending photography's brutal racial legacy. Who gets Bill and Melinda Gates' family mansion? Good riddance, Donald Trump. Business updates, Europe takes tougher line on Chinese firms. Can the Biden agenda fix Middle America's deepest problem? The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. CNN's Brian Stelter returns from vacation to host lowest-rated reliable sources of year. Trump ban, Republicans threaten to break up Facebook after Oversight Board decision. NJ school nurse suspended after pushing back on mask mandate, says it's child abuse. House Republicans demand answers from CDC on seemingly cozy relationship with teachers' unions. Pelosi's hometown bishop explains why he believes pro-choice Catholics should be denied communion. Seattle bars repeated COVID-19 violations lead to shutdown. Trillions of cicadas about to emerge across U.S. Jeopardy, close to naming Alex Trebek's permanent replacement after months of guest hosts. Tucker, nothing can prepare you for new Central Intelligence Agency video. The Monkees announce farewell tour dates with surviving members. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, May 5th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. American Families Plan, what's in it, and how could it put money in your pocket? Tiffany Haddish on CBS Kids say the darndest things, the children are hilarious, insightful and a little too grown. Billy Gardell on CBS Bob Hart's Abishala, I cannot believe I ended up on a second successful sitcom. The Great Courses offers a new way to learn, available to anyone, anywhere. Stimulus check update, is a fourth relief payment coming your way? May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day gets tribute in mascot highway signs. Steelers legend Terry Bradshaw calls out Aaron Rodgers, him being that upset shows how weak he is. Disturbing video shows Florida school principal paddling young girl. Hawaii-bound Delta flight lands with additional passenger after mid-flight birth. NFL now has players who were born after Tom Brady's career began. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Russia announces tests of Putin's invincible hypersonic Satan II super nuke. Police officer couldn't stop drunk woman straddling him as he gave her a lift home. English fans should be banned from traveling to the Champions League final in Istanbul, insists MP. UK local elections 2021, parties mount final push ahead of Super Thursday. More people in England and Wales are now dying of flu and pneumonia than COVID. Madonna Proc and Levi's model Nick Kamen passes away at 59. Poll, Sadiq Khan's lead over Sean Bailey narrows to 12 points. Pregnant Malian woman who was expecting 7 babies gives birth to 9. Peloton recalls all its Tread Plus and Tread treadmills. Dorset wife, 76, who abused and assaulted her retired Bournemouth law professor husband avoids jail. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. The Biden administration starts to unwind Trump's border legacy. Bosnia, 3 indicted over children's care home abuse claims. Israeli coalition talks resume after PM misses deadline. Canada authorizes Pfizer vaccine for age 12 and older. Canada authorized coronavirus vaccine for children ages 12 to 15. COVID-19 live updates. Club of rich countries to address unequal global vaccine rollout. Woman from Mali gives birth to 9 babies in Morocco. Families mourn victims of Mexico City subway collapse. What to expect from a possible June summit between Putin and Biden. French journalist kidnapped by radical Islamists in Mali appears in video pleading for his life. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors. The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Donald Trump's Facebook's pension upheld by oversight board, live. Trillions of cicadas about to emerge from underground in 15 U.S. states. French fishers threaten to blockade Jersey ports as row escalates. Meghan wins copyright claim against Mail on Sunday over letter. At last, I will be able to help bereaved people say a proper farewell at funeral. Sandra Miller. Coronavirus hive, Egypt to close shops and restaurants for 2 weeks, Kenya detects Indian variant. Michel Barnier on Brexit, in his own words. Kim Kardashian named in looted Roman statue forfeiture claim. I want people to understand what really happened. Did the son of Sam serial killer act alone? Judge orders release of memo on Trump obstruction decision. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Trump to remain banned on Facebook pending additional review. Peloton recalls Tread Plus treadmills after reports of injuries, death. Man arrested in shooting on Arkansas University campus. Actor indicted in $227 Ponzi scheme involving film rights. Prosecutors ask judge to appoint special master in probe of Rudy Giuliani. Flood threats persist as storms continue to drench the South. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Peloton recalls treadmills after child's death. COVID, Canada authorizes Pfizer vaccine for children aged 12 to 15. Facebook's Trump ban upheld by oversight board for now. Seychelles brings back curbs despite vaccination success. Ex-footballer sacked over quoted black guy text. Why corporal punishment is still used in some U.S. schools. Truss wine aged in space up for sale at Christie's. Roman Grishchin, I can play with my kids and I can drive a racing car. George Floyd killer Derek Chauvin asks for new trial. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Case asking courts to free elephant imprisoned in Bronx Zoo heads to New York's highest court. U.S. key to worldwide vaccine push, India leaders won't be jailed over oxygen shortage, California loosens mask rules, live COVID-19 updates. Wings of change, long before United, black pilots flew freely in American skies. AP top stories May 5th. Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican holiday, so why does the United States celebrate it more? Showbiz minute, Jackson, Springsteen, close. On this day, May 5, 1962. The day in pictures. Asian women attacked in New York City by stranger demanding they remove masks, one hit with hammer, police say. Space wine, bottle of Bordeaux that spent more than a year in orbit up for sale for reported $1 million. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Southern California warehouse boom a huge source of pollution, regulators fighting back. Hot McKean courtroom captures insurance adjuster calling judge an idiot. California's jobless claim backlog is growing again, sparking opposition to proposal for new agency. Column, what a fight over a news says about the clash between red and blue California. Hope grows for an LA summer economic boom as COVID-19 fades, tourists return, businesses recover. Pasadena Central Library closes due to seismic safety issues. San Francisco police arrests suspect in stabbing of 2 Asian women. A mother and son separated by the Trump administration meet again, finally. Report, Mayor Garcetti being considered for India ambassador post. A day in the California recall, a 1,000-pound bear and a Hollywood-worthy campaign video. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, May 5th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Olympics bans Black Lives Matter apparel, could punish athletes for social protests. Doctors investigate mystery brain disease in Canada. World's most vaccinated nation, Seychelles, reintroduces curbs as cases surge. As India struggles with second wave of COVID, PM Modi goes ahead with $2 billion Central Vista project, new parliament and new PM residence. Chinese man seeking freedom and equality says he traveled to Taiwan in dinghy. Giant wood moth so heavy it struggles to fly found in Australia. U.S. birth rate falls to its lowest since 1979 as pandemic-led stress rises. Germany outlaws Islamist organization Answer International. COVID in Varanasi, India, anger rises as coronavirus rages in Narendra Modi's constituency. The Prime Minister and the Chief Minister have gone into hiding, abandoning Varanasi and its people to their own fate. Signal said Facebook shut down its advertising account after the privacy-focused messaging app tried to buy Instagram ads showing how the social media giant collects data. Myanmar's military disappearing young men to crush uprising. Ukraine starts closing gap with Russia, real income almost doubles since 2018. Influencers jailed in Bali for fake mask video prank, to be deported as soon as possible. U.S. seen as bigger threat to democracy than Russia or China, global poll finds. UK supermarkets threaten to stop sourcing products from Brazil over Amazon land bill. The next headlines are from Forbes. Netflix's Shadow and Bone might be better than The Witcher. Facebook will pay the price, Republicans rip Facebook for upholding Trump ban. Ferrari shares steady after delayed profit news inspires tailspin. Inside the world's first VR couture atelier, Dressert Paris. U.S. manufacturers cannot stop Americans from buying Chinese-made goods. Here's what they can do. The Weeknd matches one of Janet Jackson's most impressive chart accomplishments. New right to repair legislation endangers California patients. David Oyelowo makes a splash directing family-oriented The Waterman. UPS donates $1 million in COVID aid to India, joining corporate giants including FedEx, Google and Amazon. Carlos Watson is an intersectionality evangelist. He'll make you a believer too. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Replication stress promotes cell elimination by extrusion. Projected land ice contributions to 21st century sea level rise. Jets from MRC 0600399, bent by magnetic field in the cluster of L3376. A high-quality bonobo genome refines the analysis of hominid evolution. 1 billion COVID vaccines, psychedelic sensor and COVID transmission halved. Polypeptide organic radical batteries. Earliest known human burial in Africa. Black hole jets bent by magnetic fields. A lysine-cysteine redox switch within nose bridge regulates enzyme function. Epigenetic silencing by SETDB1 suppresses tumor intrinsic immunogenicity. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,703,174,548 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Christopher Eccleston leads cast of BBC Oliver Twist-inspired series Dodger, Global Bulletin. Bailey Madison moves from acting into music, signs with Jonas Group for management exclusive. Game of Thrones prequel House of the Dragon of HBO reveals official first-look photos. Sofia Vergara, the businesswoman behind the beloved sitcom Star. Amazon announces Making the Cut Season 2 competitors. John Mulaney sells out first live comedy shows after exiting rehab. Meghan Markle wins last court copyright claim over letter to her father. Music industry moves, Sound Exchange names Linda Blasbaum VP of Government Relations. How Kate McKinnon uses comedy to cope with her social anxiety. Chiro Guerra, court orders magazine to give more evidence to support sexual harassment and abuse claims from 8 women. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Could your headache be dangerous? 5 signs to watch for. Facebook ban on Donald Trump will hold, social media's oversight board rules. Hotels and restaurants that survived pandemic face new challenge, staffing shortages. India G7 delegation forced to self-isolate after positive coronavirus tests. Local trusted messengers key to boosting COVID vaccinations, Surgeon General says. Need aid for your shuttered venue? End of May is the earliest you might get it. Entire U.S. West Coast now covered by earthquake early warning system. Snapchat can be sued over role in fatal car crash, court rules. As campus life resumes, so does concern over hazing. Derek Chauvin seeks new trial in George Floyd murder case. The following headlines are from The Week. Solving COVID, May 5, 2021. House Republican Lauren Boebert says Facebook will pay the price after Trump ban upheld. Liz Cheney's likely replacement is much lower ratings from conservative groups. Trump's Facebook suspension upheld by Oversight Board. The U.S. has crushed the COVID-19 pandemic back to October levels. The Daily Business Briefing, May 5, 2021. 10 things you need to know today, May 5, 2021. House GOP leaders have reportedly landed on a replacement for Liz Cheney. America's nervous breakdown is right on schedule. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. In Gainesville, the past is repeating itself. La Niña brings wildfires. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. New report finds power sector is halfway to zero emissions. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Dark matter could change the temperature of exoplanets, allowing us to detect it. Ain't like dusting crops, how we'll actually navigate interstellar space. How long is a day on Venus? We finally know the exact answer. Dune Field and Gale Crater tell the story of Mars' shifting climate over eons. New all-sky map of the Milky Way's galactic halo. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, May 5th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Map of Milky Way halo reveals dark matter ocean. Florida bill says companies like SpaceX retain ownership of fallen hardware. The length of a day on Venus is always changing. Best mornings for Eta Aquarii meteors likely May 5th and 6th. SpaceX Starship SN-15 test flight, Wednesday at the earliest. What Proxima's massive flare means for our chances of alien neighbors. The next news is from Politico. Macron strides into cultural battle over Napoleon's memory. Boris Johnson's free speech brigade takes aim at big tech regulation. Trump bashes Cheney amid GOP leadership schism. Social media, where Trump is welcome, and where he's still banned. Cheney isn't fighting McCarthy push to replace her in leadership. Trump still blocked from Facebook for now. National AAPI group to endorse Yang's mayoral campaign. The Facebook ban hurt Trump in surprising ways. Steyer paid settlements to 5 former campaign staffers. Mexico just took an important step toward ending military impunity. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Just for girls, students' views of gender stereotypes change after schools examine own policies. How giant snails helped confirm the oldest human burial in Africa. Abandoning our citizens in India just isn't cricket. Kids' asthma risk from cooking with gas like living with a smoker. Gas cookers used in homes like passive smoking for children. Gas industry report warns of asthma risk from home gas cooking. From the archives, 1976, when their ship comes in. In the Herald, May 6, 1974. Your daily horoscope for Thursday, May 6. Revealing and uneasy peek at Morrison's alter ego. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Coronavirus update, global cases of COVID-19 stayed at highest levels since start of the pandemic in latest week, says WHO. The Wall Street Journal, births in the U.S. last year dropped to lowest level since 1979. London markets, FTSE 100 climbs atop 7,000, as miners lead recovery and reopening stocks higher. Dispatches from a pandemic, COVID-19 was never going to have a Hollywood ending, there is no nice, neat bow to tie this up. The moneyest, the thought of her keeping these ill-gotten funds just chaps my behind. My granddaughter, 7, lives with me, yet her mother received her stimulus. Cryptos, as Dogecoin prices spike, one big league baseball team is selling tickets in exchange for the meme crypto. Retire better, why boomer divorces, like Bill and Melinda Gates, are soaring. The Wall Street Journal, Biden blocks Trump gig worker rule. Metal stocks, gold prices climb after Yellen walks back talk of interest rate hike. Economic report, the biggest part of the U.S. economy is growing rapidly and rehiring more workers, ISM shows. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Exagen, Allegheny Health Network Research and Autoimmunity Institute's partner on autoimmune tests 360DX. To fight climate change, should green investors reconsider big oil, Forbes. Why IP protection in China is important to both Beijing and Washington, South China Morning Post. The strategic importance and future of intellectual property and the law in the pharmaceutical and medical device sector, intellectual property, Turkey, Mondak News alerts. Alan Heddich obituary, Aberdeen News, aberdeennews.com. Inventors named to USF-based Hall of Fame for Inventors, Tampa Bay Business Journal. Anne Orford Broken Bargains LRB May 5, 2021, London Review of Books. RWTH Aachen University, CO2 technology among the top 3 inventions, India Education Diary. Innovation patent abusers ramp up activity, Lixology. EPO announces Indian-American chemist Sumita Mitra as European Inventor Award 2021 finalist, Express Healthcare. The next headlines are from Quartz. Berkshire investors are ready for a future after Buffett. Permanent beta. Zimbabwe is selling the right to shoot as many as 500 elephants. The global semiconductor shortage can be explained by the bullwhip effect. Facebook's decision, Quartz Essentials, lab-grown caviar. China's latest weapon against COVID-19 is a girl banned in Shanghai. Where is the foreign COVID-19 aid that has landed in Delhi going? In a span of 1 month, India has gone from shipping out COVID-19 aid to receiving it. A real estate project has become a symbol of the Indian government's apathy amid the COVID crisis. Cool your jets. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Wall Street Journal editorial tries to pretend that fixing repair monopolies is bad for your health. Trump shows why he doesn't need Twitter or Facebook, as he launches his own Twitter-like microblog. Lawsuit, cops trashed an attorney's home in retaliation for successfully defending a suspect against murder charges. TechDirt Podcast Episode 281, Twitter, Free Speech, and Mob Behavior. Oversight Board tells Facebook it needs to shape up and be more careful about silencing minorities seeking to criticize the powerful. The Washington Post thought it might be nice to provide free book marketing to insurrectionist Josh Hawley. Daily Deal, Mini White Book Scan, 2-pack. Salesforce asks appeals court to say it's protected under 230, after its own CEO said we should get rid of 230. Verizon's ultra-fast 5G can only be accessed 0.8% of the time. Riot shuts down LOL fan server after getting all wise guy with its developers. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Jose Mourinho. Carrie Fisher. Ethereum Classic. China Rocket. Selena Quintanilla. J. Cole. Mexico. Lightsaber. Canelo vs. Saunders. Stephen Curry. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Stores, malls, and restaurants to shut early in Egypt for 2 weeks, including Eid, as Cairo battles resurgent COVID-19. U.S. registers worst birth rate drop in decades, low fertility rate shows current generation below self-replacement level. India's top court gives government till Thursday morning to provide plan on supplying Delhi hospitals with oxygen amid shortages. Jersey hits back after Paris threatens to turn lights off on the island if French fishermen aren't given access to waters. Oil nears $70 buoyed by summer demand outlook and U.S. inventories drop. Global reset needed to fight future pandemics, as creation of WHO Research Hub announced. Italian-German Europol operation detains 31 mafia suspects over drug trafficking and money laundering. URF King PSSY, boxing great Canelo hits back at bully Joe Saunders mob in hotel flashpoints over size of ring, video. Depression rate in UK more than doubles since start of COVID-19 pandemic, 1 in 5 people affected, government stats. Facebook Oversight Board upholds Trump ban, but says it was inappropriate for site to make suspension indefinite. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. New York Times subscriptions slow sharply in first post-Trump quarter. Rabo, who's really in the driver's seat? WTI holds gains above $66 after big crude draw. Peloton recalls all treadmills after dozens of injuries, 1 death. Doug Cass 50 Laws of Investing. Anything but transitory, U.S. services sector service signals serious stagflation. Nuclear on verge of ESG inclusion, White House to subsidize existing nuclear power plants. To promote equality, California proposes a ban on advanced math classes. Treasury keeps bond auction sizes unchanged at record high as it warns on debt ceiling. Facebook Oversight Board upholds permanent Trump ban for creating serious risk of violence. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. 10 Belarusians file criminal case in Germany against Lukashenko. Read the Facebook Review Board Trump ban recommendations. In Italy, some school textbooks reinforce racist stereotypes. Egyptian and Turkish officials meet for talks to mend rift. UK PM says second Scottish independence vote would be reckless. Dogecoin's value is soaring. Is it time to take it seriously? Pakistan wants the IMF to ease tough conditions on $6 billion loan. For the ruined, Turkey's crypto crackdown comes too late. Facebook Oversight Board upholds Donald Trump's suspension. Ashraf Sari, pro-freedom Kashmir leader dies in detention. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Facebook Supreme Court upholds the blacklisting of Donald Trump. Watch, FNC's Carlson mocks woke Central Intelligence Agency recruitment video. At Joe Biden's CIA, the spies talk mostly about themselves. Hiring picked up in April but fell short of high expectations, ADP reports. Left-wing students at the University of California abolish the campus police. Report, top Apple exec suggested cutting App Store fees a decade ago. Muslim Fulani raiders attack Christian church in Nigeria, killing one. WSJ warns of Facebook's secret rules behind censorship and shadow banning. Australia PM Scott Morrison stands firm on India travel ban as critics cry racist. European Union backtracks on massive trade deal with communist China. French court throws out hate crime charges against Marine Le Pen over Islamic State pictures. The next headlines are from UPI News. Woman wins 2 Idaho lottery jackpots in 2 weeks. Quebec man breaks Guinness record with 44-hour video game marathon. Look, landfill workers dig through trash to find woman's lost wallet, wedding ring. Belgian farmer mistakenly moves country's border with France. Wallet with $45,000 cash left behind on plane in Vietnam. Watch, marshmallow launch 225 feet, 10 inches, caught in man's mouth. Look, escaped sheep runs loose through residential neighborhood in Utah. Doctor, 3 nurses help deliver baby on Delta flight. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. India's richest man retools factories to provide free oxygen to 1 in 10 COVID patients across country. Battery parts can be recycled without crushing or melting, saving valuable raw materials. Becoming a part-time mermaid is a big trend in China. It's as difficult as it is lovely. Watch NASA Mars helicopter make aviation history, the first powered, controlled flight on another planet. Looking for a beautiful Mom's Day gift? Check out this wonderful book that benefits charity. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, May 5th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Evangelist David Heavener says pastors who lack pungent body odor not preaching real sermon. Parents arrested for kids missing school. They chose the remote learning option. Misspelled word painted in Orange County school zone. Road paint reads Scottle. Russian dissident sentenced to high-security prison for sharing pornographic music video. Mali woman has given birth to 9 babies, says health ministry. 1 Washington, D.C. cop fired, 3 under investigation in squad car drag race crash. Kansas lawmaker, substitute teacher charged with battery involving student. Beacon Hill barber back at work after freak accident in which he tripped and fell on his own scissors. A woman gave birth prematurely on a flight to Hawaii. Luckily, 3 NICU nurses and a doctor were on board to help. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Facebook Oversight Board upholds ban on Donald Trump's accounts, for now. Learn to master Linux with this $20 training bundle. Bentley will electrify its cars starting 2025. Signal smartass ad exposes Facebook's creepy data collection. Australia's adoption is being needlessly held up by red tape. Startups from emerging markets will shape the post-COVID economy. Brainboxes find new way to revive dead lithium-ion batteries. YouTube may soon auto-translate video titles into your local language. BitTorrent inventors' green chia cryptocurrency may not be great for the environment. When is it time for your startup to hire a corporate bard? The following headlines are from Science Daily. Oddball supernova appears strangely cool before exploding. Coral fights back against crown of thorns starfish. New algorithm uses a hologram to control trapped ions. How accurate are virtual assessments of cognitive function? Loan applications processed around midday more likely to be rejected. With a zap of light, system switches objects' colors and patterns. New application of AI just removed one of the biggest roadblocks in astrophysics. Being around children makes adults more generous. Without commuter traffic, pandemic-era drivers are speeding up, increasing noise pollution. 3D bioprinting used to create nose cartilage. The next headlines are from Information Week. Key courses for SHIOs in 2021. How to recruit AI talent and keep them happy. Pandemic responses make room for more data opportunities. Lessons I've learned from my career in technology. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, May 5th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. New York students to hear from NASA astronauts on space station. NASA celebrates Asian American, Pacific Islander Heritage Month. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Ross McCullen, our nation owes much to Native American culture. Mormon Land, authors discuss how to teach kids about Heavenly Mother and why it matters. Silver alert cancelled for missing American Fork woman. Letter, how much we are paying Stewart to spend his days posting memes and negative comments on social media? Letter, a report card on the new Salt Lake International Airport. Letter, it's sad to see Utah Republicans booing Romney for taking a principled stand. Is there a brewing rift in the Utah GOP or was an old text message taken out of context? The latest, Jill Biden due in Salt Lake City this afternoon. Orange water was flowing from a century-old gold mine in Utah. Here's who paid to clean it up. Leonard Pitts, why cannot we have nice things? The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Berkshire Hathaway stock price is too much for computers. Snapchat can be sued over role in fatal car crash, court rules. First genetically modified mosquitoes released in the United States. Ancient Australian superhighway suggested by massive supercomputing study. Huge rocket looks set for uncontrolled re-entry following Chinese space station launch. NOAA unveils the warmer climate normal for the U.S. Biden team may partner with private firms to monitor extremist chatter online. 21 Nails vulnerabilities impact 60% of the Internet's email servers. Sale of coal and wet wood restricted in England. New emails show Steve Jobs referred to Facebook as Facebook amid App Store conflict. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Cinco de Mayo, celebrate with discounts on food, cocktails at these national chains. Peloton recalls treadmills after child death, CEO apologizes. Police search for missing 16-year-old North St. Louis County girl. Trillions of cicadas about to emerge, Illinois expected to be infested. General Motors profits surge due to strong demand despite chip shortage. Facebook Oversight Board upholds Trump's social media ban but must review the penalty. EPA tour promotes St. Louis water infrastructure investment. St. Louis County vaccination sites to include places of work and prayer. Dry Wednesday with temps reaching mid-60s, rain returns Thursday. Des Moines, Illinois native and HR Puffnstuff's Billy Hayes dies at age 96. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Southern fire now 90% contained. Thousands of walk-up vaccines available through Sharp. So disturbing, son of alleged cult leader found mummified speaks out. I have to help, says sailor who rescued migrants at sea. Biden administration hasn't stopped deporting unaccompanied Mexican children. Tommy reflects on standout career after notching milestone 500th win. Family holds rally at Chula Vista City Hall in push to find missing mom. San Diego County remains in state's orange reopening tier. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Playing defense, put option for spy stock offers protection. Chinese TV maker, yes, our Android TVs spied on customers. General Clinton Canoe Regatta, this year's race will be a virtual one, with no time kept or awards. Former Liberty Superintendent's attorney says charges against client are ludicrous, officials knew about hidden cameras. Hidden setting to help you clean up junk in your camera roll. Read chapters 4 and 5 of Kathy Wang's new spy thriller Imposter Syndrome. Driver fined after speed camera snapped him eating a chocolate bar. Ex-spy Christopher Steele produced a second dossier on Donald Trump. CBSE Class 9 Computer Application Syllabus 2021 to 2022, download in PDF. Mossad officials look forward to Chief Cohen's exit. Here's what they want next. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Air Force sent more B-52H bombers to support withdraw troops from Afghanistan. Lockheed Martin makes a major breakthrough in future communications for joint warfighting. F-16's pilots receives unprecedented level of situational awareness. U.S. Army awards contract to FLIR for more nano drones. U.S. Air Force shares impressive photo of joint flight of F-22E-7A aircraft. Israel Defense Forces unveil its revolutionary robotic system. U.S. Army CH-47 Black Hawk helicopters arrives in Bulgaria. U.S. largest patrol cutter conducts port visit in Batumi, Sakartvelo. Boeing shares fascinating video of T-7A aircrew ejection seat test. Sweden signs $200 million contract with BAE Systems to buy 127 BvS-10 armored vehicles. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Can Chinese liquor companies convince Chinese youth to drink traditional baijiu? U.S.-China relations at the time of the Chinese Exclusion Act. EU sours on China, investment deal appears frozen over Beijing's sweeping Xinjiang counter-sanctions. Misogynistic trolls band together to dunk on ants-loving young women at Tsinghua University. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, May 5, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. 2 Bay Area men charged in officer's death on trial in Italy. Peloton treadmills recalled after child death, other injuries. San Francisco Marin Food Bank begins warehouse expansion. Canada authorizes Pfizer vaccine for ages 12 to 16, AP source. Woman missing for 5 months is found alive in Utah Canyon. Video, in racist rant, woman calls California deputy murderer during traffic stop. Oversight board upholds Trump's suspension from Facebook for inciting violence. 60 years since first American in space, tourists lining up. Pedestrian killed by hit-and-run driver in San Jose. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. It's lilac time in Lombard. Detroit pizza man paints street, tries to save people dough. India's virus surge damages Modi's image of competence. U.S. services sector slows slightly in April after record high. Facebook board upholds Trump's suspension from social network. Keep it simple on yourself and elegant for her this Mother's Day. Showtime soon at the Cascade Drive-In in West Chicago. Owners, city want movies this year. Comatose woman fighting COVID-19 gets unapproved drug after judge's order. We think horse racing is far from dead, ex-Arlington Park leader wants to redevelop site. From target shooting to museum passes, state plans to offer free stuff for vaccinations. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Deputy Mayor Casey Sixkiller launches bid for Seattle mayor. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 23.11 km, in Indonesia May 5, 2021, 1:24 UTC, about 42,000 people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, China, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Mozambique. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, May 5th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. How to integrate climate in future national security. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Florida teen accused of rigging homecoming queen election with mother to be charged as adult. Family's message to transgender woman's murder suspect, we are going to find this person. Texas bill restricting transgender students' sports participation stalls in House. Need to protest your property taxes? There's a service for that. Rutgers professor, doctor dies of COVID while helping family in India. Vaccine side effects, why women are mistaking swollen lymph nodes for breast cancer. Mother, son reunited as Mexico border 3 years after forced separation, video. Multiple homes burn along Dickinson Bay. Cool front brings refreshing weather for Wednesday. Child care prices increase 47% during pandemic, report finds. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Facebook board upholds Trump suspension. Germany aims for net zero emissions by 2045, 5 years earlier. Getting up close with Glenn and Ted Nash, new duo in jazz. Top court orders India's government to present oxygen plan. Treasury warns of need to deal with national debt limit. Staunch anti-India Kashmir politician dies in police custody. Stocks rise early as GM, others report strong earnings. Comic strip artists band together for a silly and good cause. The latest, Germany, WHO set up Global Health Monitor Center. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Sheldon Silver furloughed from prison, returns to Lower East Side, reports. Early edition, you know New York is back when Yankees fans chant obscenities all night long. Gracie Mansion is amazing, so why have mayors turned it down from the start? Practice ranked choice voting with our Big Apple book ballot. Diane Morales warns rivals, don't sleep on this campaign. Extra extra, New York City is starting to feel like New York City again. NYPD Hate Crimes Unit investigates Hell's Kitchen hammer attack on Asian woman. Experience a personal performance at BAM's 1 concerts in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. Woman who accused Scott Stringer of sexual assault files complaint with NY Attorney General. Update, NYC schools to rename Columbus Day to Italian Heritage Day Indigenous Peoples Day. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Coping with the USA-China conflict, strategic procrastination. Youth voice and action critical to reforming the world's food systems. Unlearning during a lockdown. UN report sounds alarm on acute global shortage of midwives. Brazil relies on rainfall that depends on the forests. Refugee children explain how education helped put their trauma behind them. Young people key to transforming world's food systems. Joy in South Sudan, as schools reopen after 14-month COVID lockdown. UN Forum examines how to make science and technology work better for all. COVID-19 vaccine rollout kicks off in Africa's most populous country. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. U.S. births fall to lowest level in a generation amid pandemic baby bust. How the U.S. government cultivated environmental and indigenous groups to defeat Ecuador's leftist Coresta movement. Interview with 3 healthcare workers who have been severely injured by COVID vaccines. After killing thousands of elderly in nursing homes, Cuomo says unvaccinated people will kill grandma. Video. Canada will require using a vaccine passport for entry. Silicon Valley algorithm manipulation is the only thing keeping mainstream media alive. It must be taken down. Dem Rep Jerry Nadler demands Matt Taibbi article be censored. Biden executive order strips Americans of their rights if they directly or indirectly aid Russia. Here is everything we know about how Bill and Melinda plan to divide their $150 billion fortune. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Despite business warnings, GOP moves ahead with voting bills. Trump remains banned on Facebook, oversight board rules. Was a super rabbit hit by a Google Maps Street View car? Customs, woman hid cocaine in shoes at Atlanta airport. Feds, man used fraudulent PPP loan to buy alpaca farm. Is video of woman calling LA sheriff's deputy a murderer authentic? Is this picture of Edward Starbucks order real? Is lack of sleep associated with higher risk of dementia? Why Disneyland's Indiana Jones ride has such a long queue. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. A federal judge finds that Bill Barr was a fixer and corrupter of justice. Dumb in-person G7 event in chaos after Indian diplomats test positive for COVID. Facebook says Trump cannot go back to shitposting yet. How Forrest Whitaker is changing Hollywood. The ancient Chinese roots of the viral gua sha trend. Biden admin finally begins family reunifications, slowly but hopefully. Dr. Fauci shouldn't have publicly dismissed herd immunity. The Godzilla-inspired heavy metal band preaching environmentalism. The real obstacle to a new normal, anti-vaxxer parents. The best women's swimwear brands of 2021. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Boy, 4, accidentally buys $2.6K worth of SpongeBob popsicles on Amazon. Serena Williams models matching swimsuits with daughter Olympia and her doll. Rep. Stefanik gets Trump's backing to oust Liz Cheney from leadership post. Pentagon officials prepare to launch Space National Guard. The Sons of Sam Netflix docu-series, What to Know About the David Berkowitz Case. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. 60 years ago, Alan Shepard became the first American in space. This is the way to find Baby Yoda in the sky. 10 unusual things researchers launched into space for science. Snapshot M, yellow balls, spotted by citizen scientists, offer a window into star formation. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Biden sets goal of fully vaccinating 160 million adults by July 4th. Trillions of cicadas are about to emerge after 17 years underground. Scientists unsure where uncontrolled rocket debris will hit Earth. Watch, Biden sets goal of fully vaccinating 160 million adults by July 4th. Science writer explains why it's unlikely US will reach herd immunity. Your COVID vaccine booster might be a patch or a pill. FDA expected to authorize Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine for adolescents next week. Biden sets new COVID vaccination goal as U.S. enters next phase in fight against the pandemic. Tornadoes leave damage in Texas as storms sweep toward the southeast U.S. Biden administration to shift the way vaccine is supplied to states. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Virginia police officer indicted on murder charge after shooting driver in hotel parking lot. Not a good omen, losing Texas Democrat foresees tough 2022 midterms without Trump, report. U.S. birth rate drops to lowest point in over a century, CDC report shows. Number 2 House Republican backs NY Rep. Liz Stefanik to replace Rep. Liz Cheney. Actor indicted for Ponzi scheme that involved fake HBO and Netflix deals. Facebook Oversight Board upholds Trump's suspension, for now. Newly revealed Mars glacier could support human exploration, study. Former neo-Nazi group leader sentenced for swatting. Cheney could be toast in fight with Trump over GOP future. The following headlines are from military.com. Air Force aborts ICBM test after problem on the ground. Turmoil shakes California National Guard with firing, suspension of top generals. Coast Guard grounds some search and rescue helicopters as it struggles to find spare parts. Man arrested for vandalizing home of Fort Jackson soldier in viral video, deputies say. Helmand Post transferred to Afghan army as withdrawal begins. Pentagon's watchdog to investigate military's response to UFOs. Military blocks promotion of South Dakota Attorney General charged in highway death. General says U.S. military should consider a deconfliction line for space. Navy senior chief is 25th U.S. service member to die from COVID-19. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Kim Foxx says her office's checks and balances didn't work before faulty in-court statement on Adam Toledo shooting, her top assistant exits. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, here's what's happening Wednesday with COVID-19 in the Chicago area. Chicago reopening latest, city announces concert series for fully vaccinated Chicagoans. What's allowed as Illinois and Chicago reopen, the rules for restaurants, gyms, concerts, conventions and more. Mother of 5 shot while working as security guard at Park Manor apartment building, officials say. Man, 22, faces murder charge in Far South Side shooting, police say. Daywatch, Lightfoot set sights on July 4th reopening, how one server sparked tank noodle investigation and Art of Banksy tickets go on sale this week. Burning natural gas is now more dangerous than coal in Illinois, study shows. Illinois COVID-19 vaccination pace is slowing, particularly downstate. Here's what researchers say must be done to boost the effort and return to normalcy. Column: Janice Jackson's departure from CPS confirms that dream jobs are a myth. The following headlines are from phys.org. Biologists discover a trigger for cell extrusion. Catastrophic sea level rise from Antarctic melting possible with severe global warming. The oldest human burial in Africa uncovered. The environmental toll of fighting COVID-19. Exposure to air pollution can influence investors' decision-making. Pyramid tackles health and climate impacts of food. 200 years, remote St. Helena Island marks Napoleon's death. Main stage of Chinese rocket likely to plunge to Earth soon. The U.S. should phase out landfilling, as China and the EU are doing. An artificial neural network joins the fight against receding glaciers. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, May 5th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. NASCAR's future is here, next-gen car finally arrives. Firing of Atlanta officer who shot Rayshard Brooks reversed. EU's Brexit chief eyes a role in French presidential vote. COVID's U.S. toll projected to drop sharply by the end of July. Biden touts applications to $28.6 billion restaurant relief program. GOP governor race, who's in first depends on who's in second. Peloton recalls treadmills after a child dies. U.S. men's soccer to play Costa Rica in June 9th exhibition. U.S. awards huge shelter contracts amid child migrant increase. Merkel stresses importance of close transatlantic relations. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Pac-12 stock report, the commissioner search and CFP expansion, Utah's schedule, UW's uptick, Oregon's QB1 and more. De La Salle's Lou Magia Hearns, Bay Area News Group Defensive Player of the Year. Review, Resident Evil Village finds a way to elevate survival horror genre. Oakland's only Trinidadian restaurant, Coco Breeze, and its roti wrap secrets. Lone crow strutting around Los Altos backyard raising questions. Pittsburgh's Dajuan Pearson, Bay Area News Group Offensive Player of the Year. A bacon shallot tart recipe makes perfect picnic fare. Facebook Oversight Board upholds Donald Trump's suspension from the platform. Kaiser just laid off hundreds. Are more job cuts coming in the healthcare industry? Real estate, Florida buyer grabs huge Pleasanton industrial site for nearly $100 million. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Iowa man convicted of killing man accused in brother's death. 2 South Dakota men killed in Minnesota highway crash. Ex-officer sentenced after plea to lying to peace officer. NY extends eviction, foreclosure protections through August. North Carolina suspends old license plate replacement. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Internal NYPD documents show cops were sent to protests with barely any First Amendment training. How top White House advisor Anita Dunn is dodging ethics disclosure. Claims by Scott Stringer accuser unravel as progressives flee New York mayoral candidate. Department of Justice threatened MIT researchers with subpoena in collaboration with Bolivian coup regime. Enemy mentality, Mexico cracks down on migrants and asylum seekers at its southern border. Woke Central Intelligence Agency adds no reason to throw out the language of liberation. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, May 5th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Want to treat heart attacks faster? There's an app for that. Only half of heart disease patients get a flu shot. More studies needed on mental health treatments during and after pregnancy. Light pollution at night affects the calls of migratory birds. One spouse with heart disease may double risk for other. Small things can have a major effect on the prevention of biodiversity loss. New map reveals genes that control the skeleton. Biophotonics in photomedicine. Repeat vape aerosol exposure causes minimal damage to lung tissue compared to cigarettes. Microneedles are promising devices for painless drug delivery with minimal side effects. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. She was just doing her job and they started shooting. Security guard, mother of 5, shot at Park Manor apartment building. No Pants Day, comic strip artists band together for a silly and good cause. Adam Toledo shooting, first assistant state's attorney resigns after probe into statements underling made in court. How New York Governor Andrew Cuomo mirrors Donald Trump. Man found shot dead in front of home in Armour Square. The Sons of Sam rethinks Berkovitz murders, and a journalist obsessed with them. Blackhawks notebook, Hawks lead NHL in rookie games played, plus injury updates. Man charged in fatal Pullman shooting. Dear Abby, my husband has been checking out info on local escorts. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, May 5, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. 2 weeks of legal silence, what's next for Deshaun Watson? The weird Woonchuk graveyard in the shadow of I-45. Weighing the floor and ceiling of the Rockets' Kevin Porter, Jr. The art car parade rolls indifferently this year. Houston Concert Watch 5/5, Sarah Jeff, Molly Tuttle and more. Dan Patrick's Texas Senate is all that stands in the way of permitless handguns in Texas. Houston's Madeleine the Person represents a new generation of breakthrough artists. Danny Zelisko promotes his own backstage story and memoir. Houston Texans draft rated worst in NFL by draft experts. Here's your chance to sing along with opera stars in public and no one will shush you. The next headlines are about world records making news. BMW helps set world record golf shot, Yahoo News. Mississippi River Guinness World Record attempt, crew of 4 hopes to paddle the length of the mighty Mississippi in fewer than 18 days. The Standard newspaper, Walk-in Standard. Farthest marshmallow propelled and caught in mouth world record Wild 94.9 The JV Show, iHeartRadio. Mondo Duplantis takes on world's best pole vaulters in Gateshead, Athletics Weekly. Choreographer Rahul Shetty makes it to Guinness Book of World Record, pens gratitude note, Republic TV. Women's Winnie the Pooh collection holds Guinness World Record, Union Democrat. Record reindeer, a 6.3-pound reindeer caught in Lake Havasu, today's News Herald. Pregnant Malian woman who was expecting 7 babies gives birth to 9, Daily Mail. A Summit County teen set a North American women's uphill ski record 5,280 The Denver Magazine. Local kite surfer smashes long-distance world record, The Echo, Etchernet Daily. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Archaeologists uncover Africa's oldest intentional human burial. If the Paris Agreement fails, sea levels could rise 33 feet. Star Wars, The Bad Batch's producers break down that big premiere cameo. Useful website calculates how hard you'll have to binge a show to finish it in time. Nintendo teases more animated plans for future movies. Oversight board finds Facebook took the coward's way out with Trump ban, also takes coward's way out. 12 things you didn't know you could do with your Amazon Kindle. U.S. military doesn't know where Chinese space debris might land. G7 participants test positive for COVID-19 at meeting that should have been a Zoom call. SpaceX's Starlink satellite internet orders reportedly already exceed 500,000. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Stipalatia in airport at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University Weide in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Resident Evil Village Review. Apparently, good horror takes more than a village. Tesla loses huge customer for emissions credits in Europe and the US. Facebook Oversight Board upholds ban on former President Trump. AirTag Review. They work great, maybe a little too great. Agrichem is the perfect tool for measuring gases from cow burps. Biden shifts strategy as national vaccination rates continues to slow. NASA has selected its deep space hardware, now comes the fun part. Netflix IT exec forced employees to use products from vendors that bribed him. The new abnormal is warming up the US government's new climate norms. Epic thinks X could make up 35-50% of the PC gaming market by 2024. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Mindless twit Boebert mocked after she deletes ominous tweet. Did you realize you cannot shoot Facebook? This Capitol rioter didn't leave a trail of evidence, but his proud wife did. Trump's adult children are still racking up huge travel costs for taxpayers. Watchdog. Republican Lauren Boebert threatens legal action against a parody website, and it quickly blows up in her face. Accused war criminal pardoned by Trump admits killing unarmed combatant. Nobody at that time had a problem with it. It should alarm every American. GOP Secretary of State rips her own party's election audit in Arizona. It's a sad day for America. Mark Meadows whines live on Fox News as Facebook upholds Trump ban. Ex-GOP lawmaker slams her party's unseemly move to replace Liz Cheney with Trump sycophant Elise Stefanik. Facebook Oversight Board upholds Trump's suspension from the platform, but there's a catch. Trump dead-ender scorched for launching never-ending grid with new election integrity project. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Facebook Oversight Board will not restore Donald Trump back on the platform. Queen Sugar author Natalie Bass-Zile on how black farmers can help save the planet. Why not turn our airfields into solar farms? Donald Trump has a new website but it's bad. America's new climate normal, sweltering. McCarthy makes it clear, embrace Trump's election lies or get kicked out of leadership. In 2015, Caitlyn Jenner wanted trans athletes to play as who they really are. What changed? Arizona Republicans make climate fears their latest anti-immigrant tactic. The next items are today's top search results for Bigfoot. Television, Sasquatch more about mythology than beast, Arkansas Online. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. The Belgian Franqui Prize 2021 awarded to Nicole Gillen, Eureka Alert. Daniel Libeskind will redesign Pittsburgh's Tree of Life Synagogue, Art enters Chernobyl, and more. Morning links from May 5, 2021, A-Art News. Science with Sam, do aliens exist? New scientist. Aliens in the Hudson Valley, Times Union. Staying grounded in space requires artificial gravity, science news for students. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Red Light Holland receives patent pending status for Find Your Dose customization of microdosing kits based on biometric and movement data, Yahoo Finance. Study reveals how sleep boosts learning, International News Network. UC San Diego, gene therapy in Alzheimer's disease mouse model preserves learning and memory, India Education Diary. How to raise yourself under control, the Good Men Project. Researchers use gene therapy to prevent learning, memory loss in Alzheimer's mouse model, News Medical Net. Gene therapy in Alzheimer's disease mouse model preserves learning and memory, UC San Diego Health. Remodeling of the Homer-Shank interactome mediates homeostatic plasticity, science. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, May 5th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. UFO photographed over Worcester. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, May 5th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.